guys, let me start off the video by saying it's just not fair. It's not. Does Spy X Family have to go that hard in its opening and ending songs? Like, it's insane. Man, they really do go above and beyond for this series. I'm so happy to have it back. I'm grinning like a fool right now because they do such an amazing job on it. It's wild. It's wild the love they put into this show. You can tell right away that everyone that works on it is so passionate about it, that actually cares about the series, and it shows in every little frame. And we had a very interesting episode today, actually. So let's just get straight into it and talk about Spy X Family, episode 13 today. Now let me start off by saying that I normally don't like slice of lifey kind of shows, you know? Because I find them to be mundane at times. But this series just does it so well. I really feel like I could just watch the Forgers just going about their day all the time because it's just so enjoyable for some reason. Their dynamic is so good. And in our episode today, it's really quite simple what we have to do. Operation Doggy. Now, you see, if you remember from our previous season, Anya actually did get a Stella Star, which makes it one step easier to get closer to Donovan Desmond, which is the whole goal of Operation Strix. So, as a reward, she actually wants a dog. So, the Forgers are out and about looking for a dog for Anya. As Lloyd has to constantly keep telling himself, like, it's just for the mission. It's just for the mission, guys, I promise. This is an important part of Operation Strix, getting my daughter a dog. When they get to the pet shop, they have some not-so-preem choices there to pick from. Because Lloyd actually took them to a pet shop that works with their agency to sell war dogs. So these are like trained, vicious dogs that he wants to get Anya. You know, for protection, of course. And Anya's less than thrilled, let's just say that. Not exactly the cream of the crop in her opinion. So as Lloyd's asking if they have anything that's a bit cuter, I guess you could say, the store owner tells him, yeah, they're having a big adoption event downtown. Why don't you go check out down there? Lloyd's like, all right, we'll go do that. And it's here that he gets a notice for a new mission he has. And I love all the unique ways that they dictate that he has a mission. That they do all these creative ways to communicate with each other. And some are goofy as hell. I always love that. And it's here our boy Lloyd has to go to the shitter, as Anya would say. As an excuse to get away from the family. And I just love that Anya can read minds, guys, because it leads to so many really fun situations like this, where she says, oh, Papa takes a really long time when he goes to the shitter to shit, so we should probably just go. As Anya's got his back as he heads out to go to see what this mission is. And it's here as Lloyd's heading to his meeting place that we get our little subplot of the episode where there's a plot to assassinate the foreign minister Brantz. Now you see right now there's a big kind of peace meeting between East and West right now. And it's very important, but it's on very thin ice. They're basically on the brink of war with each other already. So a meeting like this is essential. And obviously because of that, we have an assassination attempt by a group of isolationists who attend Berlin University. So they're university students. And it turns out they got a lucky break because they happened to find one of them hanging around the embassy. So they actually captured him and brought him in for some questions. As Lloyd comments that, man, times really are changing. To think a kid like him could be a terrorist right now. That's crazy. Now, this kid won't talk. He's no snitch. He ain't gonna sell out his comrades, and he's holding firm. Until Handler comes in and literally tells him, that's quite alright. You're unnecessary at this point. We've captured your leader after all. As she takes him out the holding room to show him that, and he sees his leader, and all of a sudden, his leader starts singing like a canary. Like, oh yeah, it was him. He did it. He planned all this. Go after him, not me. And it's here, feeling like he's been sold out by his leader, this kid starts singing like a canary, and it's all a part of Handler's plan. As this kid just starts spilling everything he's got to Handler, as it gets revealed that was Lloyd in disguise. And just yet again, man, we get showcased that Lloyd really is a master of disguise. He can become anyone. And this is actually a really common thing that police officers do. They do stuff like this all the time, try to pit the criminals against each other so one will start singing. And it works a lot of the time, as in this episode right here. And it's here as this kid's spilling everything to Handler about their entire plan. She asks him, exactly how are you going to carry out this assassination? And he tells her, dogs. I don't know how many, but we plan to strap bombs to dogs and have them ambush him while he's on the move. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, that sounds goofy actually, but it's something that really happens in war. They put bombs on like dogs and animals and even kids in some instances. It's pretty fucked, but it happens. As you can see how shocked they are by this revelation. So after finding this information, they go to the briefing room to try to figure out what they're going to do. And Handler tells Lloyd, sorry Lloyd, you're going to have to be on that shitter a little longer. We're going to need your help. Because like I said, the ice is very thin between the east and west right here. Like this is a family series basically with lots of wholesome moments, but there's still like conflicts. Like the overarching conflict of the show is still there, war. And it's here we actually transition to the terrorists with the dogs as they're just standing around waiting to commence their mission. And we see one particular dog, and we see right away that this dog is very special. Because you see, not only is this dog very aware of its situation and surroundings, it actually senses that a kid's going to be in danger and goes and saves him in that moment. And really showcasing that this dog is... there's something different about this dog, and we'll see that soon enough. And it's here we transition to Anya and Yor at the pet adoption event. And let me just say, this show handles Anya as a character extremely well. Really showcasing the fact that, yeah, she is a telepath and all that, but she's a kid, you know? She's still a kid, and she's bouncing off the walls from just sheer excitement in this situation. And can you blame her? It's pretty cool. If you're younger, you would love something like this. Hell, even if you're older, you might like stuff like this. And it's here that Anya actually runs into our dog previously as they're walking by, as she comments, that's a big dog. But something strange happens. She reads the dog's mind, and she sees a picture of the whole family in the dog's mind. And she's like, wait, that's me and my family. How does this dog know that? Now, Anya's curiosity is extremely piqued in this instance. And she knows that Yor wouldn't believe her if she tries to explain the situation. So she actually goes out on her own to go try to find this dog to get to the bottom of what's going on. Now, as Anya actually follows them into the abandoned building that they're in, she finds the dog there, tied up, and she actually confronts it, saying, hey, who are you? Why do you know my family? And it's here that she happens to overhear the bad guys' plan. And actually gets seen by one of them and thrown into the fold. Now, the leader actually wants to get rid of her as he pulls out a knife, and even I'm sitting here like, damn, I don't remember that. It's from the manga. He wants to kill her right there. But it's here that the dog actually breaks through its restraints and jumps in front of Anya to protect her. Truly showing man's best friend right here. Now the dog's being super tough and intimidating, barking at him, until one guy picks a pipe up, and then he becomes a scared little Shih Tzu, basically. Literally hiding behind Anya. Showcasing that, yeah, maybe the dog's all bark and no bite. So it's here we transition to Lloyd and Handler actually going around to all these safe houses and busting into them to try to get a firm idea of exactly what's going on and how it's going to happen. And they're pretty successful at it. They're getting good information as Handler tells him, by the way, you want to know where they're getting all these dogs from? I'm sure you've even heard of this before, Twilight. Project Apple. that Project Apple was done by the former government of Astana to try to create animals with terrifyingly high HQ for military purposes. And how in this project that when there were dogs and cats and all that that were no longer needed, they ended up on the black market instead of being put down. And that the terrorists seem to have gotten their hands on a couple of them. And it's here that we transition back to Anya in this very sticky situation with the terrorists where they're about to kill her. And it's here yet again that she's able to read the dog's mind and see a vision of a phone ringing. And she's like, a phone? And then all of a sudden the phone in the room rings and it distracts them. And in this moment, the dog actually carries Anya out of there to get her out of this situation. And it's here as they're running away that Anya is asking herself, like, how did you know the phone was going to end up ringing right there? And then she deduces that, wait a minute, can you see the future? And I will confirm 100%, yes, the dog can actually see visions of the future. As we saw in our episode before this one, actually, from a couple months ago, where he had the vision of the forgers. That's what it was. He can actually see the future. Now, the terrorists end up seeing her running through the street, and the leader's like, shit, we can't let her go. We have to go after her. She's seen our faces. She's too much of a liability. So they actually start chasing them down. And it's here we transition to Anya on the dog's back, kind of getting overwhelmed by how fast they're going. But at the same time, it's exciting. It's fun. As we get this super adorable scene where Starlight Anya comes back into the fray. And you can tell they just had fun with this scene, animating it like they did, because it's great. It really is great. It's so adorable seeing her ride on top of the dog like this, too. But when something good happens, something bad has to happen, too, because the dog's actually running them in circles. Just running around in circles. And they get caught back. The terrorists actually come and find them again. And it's here that they actually get cornered, and it looks like it might be curtains for Anya. That is until Yor comes in with one of her epic entrances yet again, and sends this guy flying, literally ping-ponging off the walls as she kicked him so hard. Now, Yor throughout this episode has really been freaked out since Anya left. She's been frantically looking for her, running scenarios in her head like, man, did she get eaten by a dog? She get kidnapped? Oh man, she could become someone's bride. I don't want something like that. And she's been working herself up like she always does. So when she finds them, she literally says that you perverted kidnappers. It's far too early for Anya to get married. As our episode comes to an end. And like I was saying before, guys, this ending and the opening slap so hard. They're so good. They really are. They went above and beyond with them. And man, I'm just so happy to have this series back. You know, so many people are talking about shows like Chainsaw Man and Bleach this season. But for me, one of the shows I'm really looking forward to the most was definitely Spy X Family. So I'm incredibly glad it's back. So let me know what you guys think of it down below. Because I think they killed it yet again. But if you feel differently, I'd love to hear it there. But yeah, guys, like I said, it's just so great to have this series back. This season really is so unbelievably stacked. Which means it's a perfect time to do my What Will I Be Watching video tomorrow. So look forward to that. But until next time, guys, I hope you have a great day, week, month, and year. And until then, deuces, have a blessed day, and try not to run into any terrorists like Anya. Probably wouldn't be a good situation. I doubt y'all could ride on top of a dog like her. But until then, guys, I'll see you. Deuces.